Hey everybody, Speed Check here. Today we've got something already kind of different from the stream VOD edit that I posted yesterday. This is a fun match that I had in a tournament that was not really an official tournament, but a tournament hosted by PokeMD. He hosted a fun tournament for viewers that were in his chat a few days ago. This was very early on, I think the day after Champions came out. And I was around, so I wanted to participate and test out the team that I had been laddering with early on. This was a really fun match, and it was a really big learning moment for me. So you can see my team, my team here. It's a rain team for the most part. It doesn't really have an additional mode. I just kind of decided, do I bring rain or not? But typically, I'm bringing rain. Lots of support for ARCHALUDON and Meganium, who are my main heavy hitters. As for my opponent, you can see my opponent brought something interesting as well. As of this point, I had never faced a Glimmora at all in doubles. I know what Glimmora does, but I'd never seen one in doubles, and I've never faced a Mega Glimmora either. My guess looking at his team here is that it was a Mega Glimmora. So he's also running a rain team for his Arch. And I noticed he's also got a Whimsicott, and I figure his team is probably for the most part faster than mine. I really didn't see any use for Mega Meganium here, with ARCHALUDON and Glimmora being bad matchups for it for the most part. And I figure if he's gonna set up, he seemed more dependent on rain than I did, in my opinion. So I opted to just not bring Pelipper. However, if you did notice something early on in the team selection, I did make a mistake, and I wonder if looking at the board now, you're already realizing what the crucial mistake I've made was. But we'll talk more about that later. So turn one, I figure Glimmora is a Mega, which means I also figure it is probably going to protect. So I really want to Hydro into it, because I can't really do too much to Whimsy anyway, but I know for a fact I'm not going to fake out it, because I also know that Glimmora does learn Spiky Shield. So my whole thing is, I really need Glimmora to go down. If I were to do anything different this turn, I would have just simply doubled into Whimsy. But on the off chance it didn't protect, I wanted to take it down and really get some damage on it. This Rotom is very bulky, but I figure Hydro Pump probably just OHKOs Glimmora. As you can see, the turn more or less played out the way I thought. I just kind of went for what I believe was the safest, smartest option. So from here, his board is faster than my board. I kind of have no other choice but to double into to just kind of repeat the play. Glim can't protect again, so either it swaps or it's eating a Hydro. Glim also definitely can't OHKO Rotom. I don't even believe it could do that with Whimsy on the board. As you can see, I'm sort of debating, do I preserve Rotom's HP or what, or do I risk Hydro just missing? I opt to just go for Hydro again. I do want Incin off the board here, ideally, but if it stays, I want Whimsy gone. However, I'm kind of anticipating that it goes down. I did not anticipate Fake Tears Whimsicott, though, that's for sure. It fired that into the Rotom, which was smart, because Incin just actually gets OHKO'd by the Power Gem. Adaptability Power Gem is incredibly strong. I fire the Hydro back. It doesn't KO, but Glim is extremely low. So losing Incin that early on was pretty bad, but realistically, he doesn't have any physical attackers. His Basque Legion is a Basque female. So I can probably talk about the mistake right now. I really should not have brought Incineroar. I didn't really have a great fourth option to bring either way. But if I had to pick one, it probably would have been Mega Meganium. Because my Pelipper is not really doing much of anything, aside from maybe counter Tailwinding. It's going to get OHKO'd. I know for a fact he brought his ARCHALUDON, because his ARCHALUDON also has a good matchup into me. So for here, I know that Rotom looks juicy, because he Fake Tears'd it the turn before. Rotom is -2 Spadef at this point in time. So I know that this Rotom is a very juicy looking target. It's also kind of threatening. It did a lot of damage to Glimmora. If I was a bit more offensive, it probably could have, even with not too much special attack EVs, especially if I just changed its nature, it probably could have OHKO'd, but this is an atypical interaction that I'm not expecting to have that often, so I'm not gonna like respec for that. This Rotom is very bulky, and I prefer it that way. So sure enough, he doubles into the Rotom, and down goes Glim. My fear there is that he would Spiky Shield again, but I figure he just really wanted the Rotom gone, especially because Rotom again is minus 2 spit out. Very juicy target. So that's his Mega down, which is really good. So board is now even. His Arch comes out of the field, and is very awkward. The Rain is not yet in effect, so Electro Shot is a bit weird to click. I'm debating once again, what do I do here? Rotom really doesn't do much of anything with this board state. This was before I committed to running Will-O-Wisp. If I had Will-O-Wisp, I could have at least thrown Burn onto something. As you can see, I kind of just opt to... I'm really stuck on what I want to do. Well, I really should have read what was going to happen a lot better. Because... So he goes for Encore here, to Encore me and to Protect. That was a really big play. That I couldn't really have predicted. But so I guess it wouldn't have really mattered. It would have been really nice if I got the Protect off. He Dracos straight into my Archaludon, and that Draco matters a lot because his special attack goes down. Unfortunately, my opponent is White Herb here. I have never seen a White Herb Archaludon as of this point. I guess if there's no Sneasler on a team with Archaludon, I should probably assume that Arch is White Herb. There wasn't really much I could have done, though, differently. I'm not sure what my play there would have been otherwise, but that's another good example where I guess Mega Meganium being on the field would have helped. Especially because I could have just not Mega'd that turn, anticipating Flash Cannon, because he wouldn't risk Draco going into, like, 0 damage. But board state is interesting here. My Rotom is locked into Encore. It has to switch out. And I know Archaludon is a very juicy target. My Archaludon is a very juicy target. So this is my thinking here. I want to Protect to bait out a turn. This is going to put my momentum down, because now that Rain's on the field, there are bridges on the field, Rain is up. You know exactly what the bridge wants to do. I know what the bridge wants to do, but there's really nothing I can do about it. I also run this Archaludon, if you could tell by him living the Draco, this Archaludon runs max HP, or at least at this time, it was running max HP, max special attack, usually reliant on Tailwind to move first, but I don't have Tailwind because I didn't bring my Pelipper. So, this particular team setup really messed with me. The Whimsicott, the addition of the Glamora really made me hesitant to bring Pelipper and Mega Meganium, but I really should have brought one of them anyway. Electroshock goes into Sneasler. Sneasler lives it. Even after the +1, I'm actually kind of surprised it did. I know it's not stab or anything, but this is there's no bulk on the Sneasler, like in the slightest. I want to just go for damage on the Arch. This, I think, was a mistake, what I'm about to do here. I think this was... no, this was correct. This was correct. So I close combat into Archaludon. What I kind of forgot, I guess, is that Pelipper would be faster. And this is before... Because I believe this was before I hopped onto the train of running max speed Pelipper with Focus Sash. If I had, I probably would have protected here. If I was running the same Pelipper set, I probably would have protected here, anticipating that he would outspeed my Archaludon. That's the one play I could have did. Had I protected Sneasler... Wait, my Sneasler doesn't have Protect. I really could have done anything. I guess I could have Fake Out. I could have Fake Outed Pelipper. I should have Fake Outed Pelipper. Same idea either way. If I Fake Outed Pelipper and Electro Shot it, I really should have done that. I'm now in an awkward spot. Rotom really can't do too much damage to Archaludon, and I can kind of only stall for time here. I'm kind of hoping... I don't know really why I'm protecting, because that's just giving him the opportunity to get another Electro Shot off, because he's gonna get it either way, right? But I guess I wanted just to keep Mons on the board for as long as I could, and alternate Protects. I also want the Rain to wear off, so that he has to start firing Draco Meteors. Right? Because that's kind of the only way I win. He has to start firing Dracos. Maybe he misses one. Board state again is awkward. I know his Arch is faster than mine because I run no speed on mine. No Tailwind is up on the field, but again, 0 speed on my ARCHALUDON. Which, say what you will, I mean, pros and cons, right? He lived the Draco, but it kind of didn't matter in this case, right? If he was faster, he would have just outsped Pelipper and killed it, especially because that Pelipper wasn't Sash. I'm just realizing it was just max speed. Because Arch is definitely faster than Pelipper. Pelipper is not a fast mon. This is why you have to kind of run max speed. So Hydro in the rain does a lot of damage, which is really neat. I really appreciate that it does a lot. So if I hit another Hydro here, I actually can win pretty easily because all I have to do is protect. There's one more turn of rain after this. So this is a matter of who is this going into? Is this going into Rotom or is it going into Arch? Realistically, I'm pretty positive it's going into Arch, and sure enough, yes it is. At that low HP, Arch is going to go down to the Electro Shot. So this Hydro goes off. I could just protect and then kind of bank on a Draco miss. Unfortunately, I'm the one who misses, and here's the thing. I could have played this out and I could have seen the path to victory. I would have had to protect, go for Hydro and bank on a Draco miss, but I would have had to bank on 2 Draco misses, right? Because the Hydro outside of the rain isn't going to do that much damage, right? I definitely have to 2-hit KO, and I have to go for Hydro both times. Whereas if I hit that second Hydro, I would have easily been able to go for Thunderbolt, which wouldn't have missed after. Either way, GG's to my opponent. Big shout out to PokeMD. The tournament was super fun. My opponent played super well. Really cool team. It was really cool to see Mega Glamora. I really shouldn't have brought in Incineroar, but it was a great time. So thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you later.